Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the clock starts now to release the Epstein files. TSA changes, the Princess Diana deception, and a big night in Nashville for Lainey and Lara. Overnight, President Trump signing the bill to release the Epstein files, while again trying to shift the focus to Democrats associated with the convicted sex offender. Now, when the Justice Department could actually make those files public.
Collapsing. Why the case against former FBI Director James Comey could be in danger of being thrown out. The prosecutor's admission that stunned the court.
Major TSA announcement. How it could change the way people get screened at the airport.
The battle over Michael Jackson's estate. Why his daughter Paris Jackson is slamming the executors of the multi-billion-dollar estate, accusing them of abusing their roles, and her concern about the upcoming biopic about the King of Pop.
Cases climbing. New alert about By Heart baby formula. At least 31 babies across 15 states hospitalized with cases of infant botulism.
Shedeur Sanders speaking about the break-in at his home. What he says was and was not taken as the rookie tries to focus on the field.
People have been texting me, "Are you okay?" Yes, I'm fine. I didn't get robbed. My house did.
It was the interview that changed the monarchy.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Princess Diana with the BBC's Martin Bashir. Now a new book details the extent of Bashir's deception.
And Diana believed that.
The cover-up and the extent of the fallout for the royal family.
What impact do you think this interview has had on William and Harry?
Lainey's night. Lainey Wilson hosting and taking home some serious hardware.
Lainey Wilson!
And Lara, waking up after her own big night at the CMA Awards with all the show-stopping moments you might have missed from the party in Nashville.
We about to party at Bell Bottoms Up.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Lainey plugging her restaurant just a little bit there, and rightfully so. Good morning, America. Lara, I don't know if she made it to Bell Bottoms Up there in Nashville, but she has the big moments from last night's CMA Awards, including her time looking good on the stage presenting an award that is coming up.
Yeah, up early and looking great as well. Also ahead, we have a key measure of the state of the economy. The first jobs report since the government shutdown is out this morning. Our Rebecca Jarvis has that and other important indicators that we're watching.
And we begin with the latest on the Epstein files. President Trump last night signed the bill that passed on a nearly unanimous vote, ordering the Justice Department to release the files. But there are questions this morning about when the files will actually be made public. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce is tracking it all. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. The White House had gone to great lengths to try to kill this legislation, but the pressure from Trump's base was simply too much. And this morning, the bill to release the Epstein files is now law. But just because this has Trump's signature does not guarantee that the full files will be made public. Overnight, facing relentless pressure from his own party, President Trump signing the bill to release the FBI files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Trump announcing it on social media while arguing the Epstein, quote, hoax is nothing more than an attempt to distract from his agenda, and again trying to shift the focus to Democrats associated with Epstein. Writing perhaps the truth about these Democrats and their associations with Jeffrey Epstein will soon be revealed, because I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files. In his post, the president claims he was the driving force behind the bill's passage, but the White House went to great lengths to prevent Congress from ever voting on it, and Trump could release the files at any time. The president only offering his support for the bill once it was clear Republicans on the Hill were going to defy him and vote to release the files over his objections. Epstein and Trump were friends for more than a decade. After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said he hadn't spoken to him in 15 years. He insists he broke off the friendship when he learned Epstein was luring away young female staffers who worked at Mar-a-Lago. The Justice Department now has 30 days to follow through and release the files, but that does not guarantee that the full files will be made public. Lawmakers now warning the administration not to cherry-pick the files, but release them as Congress directed.
This is not an invitation for Donald Trump to pick and choose his version of the truth. She doesn't have carte blanche to withhold a whole tranche of files.
Pressed by our Pierre Thomas, Attorney General Pam Bondi refusing to explain how this will proceed and what, if anything, will be released.
But we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
The bill includes exceptions, including a provision to withhold files they determine would jeopardize an active federal investigation or prosecution. A notable caveat, given Trump recently ordered an investigation into Epstein's relationships with prominent Democrats. But Trump ordering that probe after Bondi herself closed the Epstein investigation back in July, insisting there was no there, that the administration found no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
What changed since then that you launched this investigation?
Information that has come for information. There's information new information, additional information, and again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads. If there are any victims, we encourage all victims to come forward.
And for the survivors, this bill becoming law caps a decades-long fight. The family of Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most well-known victims, telling ABC News, quote, "This moment is nothing short of monumental." They are applauding the work of all of the survivors while cautioning that work isn't finished yet. Robin.
Means so much to those families. All right, Mary, thank you. Now to the economy and the long-awaited September jobs report after the government shutdown delayed it. Chief business correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is on Wall Street with more for us. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Robin. And stocks here on Wall Street are surging this morning, with the Dow opening up more than 600 points. And that follows a stronger than expected jobs report showing 119,000 jobs added to the economy in the month of September. Now, this jobs report was delayed 6 weeks because of the government shutdown, and it is some of the first official government data we're receiving since then. Walmart also out with earnings. They beat expectations. They say they're seeing increases in customers across all income spectrums. And the parent company of TJ Maxx and Marshall's also out with its own positive earnings report. Now, this follows on the heels of some weaker information coming from companies like Home Depot, Lowe's, and Target. They missed expectations and have more depleted forecasts because of consumer uncertainty. And then you have the big boom here on Wall Street. That is NVIDIA, the artificial intelligence chip maker. They reported earnings that vastly surpassed expectations. That artificial intelligence tech trade driving things forward here this morning.
Rebecca, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to the mounting questions about the case against former FBI Director James Comey after the top prosecutor admitted to the judge that the full grand jury had not seen the indictment. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, is here with this story. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. That was an admission that stunned the courtroom into silence, and it raised questions whether the indictment against one of the president's primary political enemies is even valid.
This morning, the case against former FBI Director James Comey may be in jeopardy after prosecutors acknowledged a possible problem with the way it was presented to the grand jury. Under questioning by the judge, Lindsey Halligan, the inexperienced prosecutor President Trump handpicked for the job but who has never tried a criminal case, admitted she never showed the entire grand jury the indictment it was supposed to have approved. The disclosure silenced the shocked courtroom. Comey's lawyer said the charges must be dismissed. Prosecutors downplayed the misstep. President Trump chose Halligan, his former personal lawyer with an insurance background, to replace a career prosecutor he had previously appointed, but who refused to charge Comey. Sources told ABC News the initial decision not to charge was included in a memo. When the judge asked about that memo, Halligan's partner said Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche ordered him not to discuss it. Comey pleaded not guilty to making a false statement and obstructing Congress.
I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial.
His lawyers call the case vindictive, pointing to Trump's social media post demanding prosecution of his political enemies, writing, "We can't delay any longer." If this is not a direction to prosecute, Comey's lawyer argued, I'd really be at a loss to say what is. But prosecutors insisted Halligan was nobody's puppet, saying charging Comey was her decision and her decision only. And this morning, the Justice Department is attacking the judge for what it called outrageous and unprofessional questions.
It is a high bar to get a case dismissed based on vindictive prosecution, but Comey certainly believes, George, that Trump's retribution campaign qualifies, and the judge is also weighing whether to toss the case based on a procedural error by the prosecutor.
Yeah, layer upon layer of questions. Okay, Aaron, thanks very much. Now to a Florida congresswoman indicted on charges of stealing $5 million in federal disaster funds and allegedly funneling the money to her campaign. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is on Capitol Hill with the latest on that. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Sherfullis McCormick is now facing up to 53 years behind bars. She was indicted after being accused of stealing $5 million in disaster relief funds and then using it to benefit her 2021 campaign. In a statement, the Attorney General Pam Bondi saying using disaster relief funds for self-enrichment is particularly selfish, cynical crime, adding no one is above the law. The DOJ says the Congresswoman conspired to use those overpaid funds to benefit her campaign and then try to disguise where the money was coming from by using multiple accounts. We are told that this investigation does date back to the Biden administration, and this morning no word from the Congresswoman or her office, George.
And Rachel, the House is also moving to investigate a Republican congressman from Florida.
Yeah, this is Congressman Corey Mills, and a fellow Republican tried to censure Congressman Mills in the House. That ultimately failed, but now the House Ethics Committee has launched an official investigation into Mills, who is facing allegations of financial misconduct, domestic abuse, stolen valor, all of which he denies, George.
Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, now to the new Ukraine peace plan proposal by the U.S. Our chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell is tracking the latest and what the peace plan includes. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. A high-ranking Ukrainian official telling ABC News that the U.S. has now presented Ukraine with a new plan to try and end this war. A high-level U.S. military delegation is in Kyiv right now. It's going to meet with President Zelensky later today. Some of the proposals that have been shared with ABC News include cutting the Ukrainian army, Russia keeping the territory it's occupied in the war, and a demilitarized buffer zone. But Ukrainian officials slamming the U.S. plan as simply a Russian idea, with Putin not being asked to make any concessions. Capitulation, they say. Meanwhile, the search and rescue mission still underway in Ternopil after Wednesday's devastating strike on an apartment block. We now know 26 people were killed here, including 3 children. 10 are still missing and scores wounded. And Russia's attack on Ukraine's energy infrastructure now forcing millions to go without power as freezing temperatures start to set in. Michael?
Yeah, some sad stuff there, Ian. Thank you. I'm going to turn now to the new announcement from the TSA that will cost airline passengers who go through checkpoints without a real ID or passport. Jay O'Brien is at Reagan National Airport for us this morning with the update. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, Michael, good morning. Right as the Thanksgiving travel rush gets underway, the TSA with this major announcement proposing a new rule to begin as early as January that would require passengers that go through security without a real ID or a valid passport to pay an $18 fee. Remember, a real ID is either a state-issued driver's license or another form of government identification that complies with federal security standards. It's usually denoted by a star in the corner of your driver's license. The TSA says this is just the next step in real ID compliance, something that they've been trying to do for decades. This bill was signed into law more than 20 years ago. Now, if you don't have one of those real IDs or a valid passport and you go through a security checkpoint just like this one, at some point in the process, you will be pulled aside for additional biometric screening. That's what that $18 fee will cover. It doesn't guarantee, by the way, if you go through that screening and you pay that fee, that you're going to make it through a checkpoint like this. But if you do, that screening and the fee are valid for 10 days. So if you fly in that window, you would be covered. Worth pointing out here, 94% of Americans already comply with these real ID requirements, meaning this is only going to impact a small number of travelers. But if you're one of them, come January and you don't have that real ID, expect delays at the airport and expect that fee, Michael.
And I expect some people who paid $18 and don't get through to be upset. All right, Jay, thank you so much for that. I'm going to turn now to the Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, talking about the break-in at his house, which happened while he was playing in a game. Will Reeve is here with the story. Good morning to you, Will.
Good morning to you, Michael. Good morning, everyone. Shedeur Sanders has had quite a year. He was supposed to be a top pick in the draft before he fell way down to the 5th round. He's been 3rd on the Cleveland Browns depth chart, but he finally got to see some game action on Sunday. But while he was living out his dream, burglars were ransacking his home.
This morning, Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders speaking out for the first time about his home being invaded.
I know this is a trending topic that my house got broken into, but Like, I'm in a mental space now to where, it's not too much that could faze me.
Sanders was making his NFL debut Sunday for the Cleveland Browns when 3 suspects burglarized his home at 6:46 p.m. You can see them here in this surveillance footage. A 12-minute spree ensued, ransacking his bedside nightstands, closet, and also overturned the pillows on the bed. According to the police report, the suspects left the home with over $200,000 of several bags and items.
People have been texting me, "Are you okay?" Yes, I'm fine. I didn't get robbed. My house did. And none of my jewelry got took anyway. So, by the way, none of my jewelry got took.
Sanders, who played quarterback for his Hall of Fame dad Deion Sanders at the University of Colorado, was expected to be drafted in the first round of this year's NFL draft, but wound up falling to the 5th. He started his rookie season as the Browns' third-string quarterback behind Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. But with Flacco traded away to Cincinnati and Gabriel on concussion protocol, Sanders will get his first NFL start in this weekend's game.
I know you can't miss it. You cannot miss this moment. It'll be definitely exciting.
Authorities have not yet identified any suspects in that burglary, and Shedeur Sanders and the Browns play the Raiders this weekend.
He's got in great spirits about everything.
Yeah. He said he didn't take his jewelry. He's like, I'm good.
And Sam, what about tonight's big game?
Is that a handoff, Robin?
Yes.
Hey. I'll take it. All right, thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. Calm down, Michael. Calm down. It's week 12 of the NFL season. I know because I've been counting. Kicking off tonight, it's a battle between one of the best offenses in the league and what many say is the top defense. Hey, wake up, Bills Mafia. The Buffalo Bills offense is stampeding through the league. Reigning MVP Josh Allen, who threw 3 touchdown passes and ran for more than 3 more last week, leading Buffalo to the 2nd most yards per game. While running back James Cook, the third is already, the third, I like that. I like how you keep the 3 there, is closing in on his 3rd straight 1,000-yard rushing season. But they are going up against the Houston Texans. That's what they say, Robin. Has the most sting in the league, if you will, giving up the fewest yards and points per game. Now, the Bills are 7-3. The Texans are 5-5. Both teams jockeying for the position in the wild card race. So this is likely going to have big playoff implications down the road.
Oh, yeah. Big time. That's
You
all I got.
back to you.
Sam's the sports guy. He's a fantastic guy. He said handoff, all kind of stuff.
Thank you, Sam. Coming up, the battle over Michael Jackson's estate. Why is daughter Paris is slamming the estate executors, accusing them of abusing their roles?
Plus, the new alert about a popular baby formula.
And Lara was up late last night, and she's up early this morning looking good again. Good morning, Lara.
No problem with that, Robin. You know, I was backstage, I was on stage for country music's biggest night, and we have all the very special moments from the CMA Awards coming right up.
Can't wait for that.
Coming up, we have the teen going viral after jumping for joy on stage with a pop star. What an incredible moment for her. And you're going to see it when we come back.
She's got the moves.
She's got it all down.
Yeah. Back here on GMA, one of my favorite songs, Ring Finger, from that woman right there, Lainey Wilson, hosting and hoisting some new hardware, named Entertainer of the Year, the CMA Awards for the 2nd time. Lara still live there in Nashville. She's going to have all the biggest moments coming up.
Looking forward to that. First, well, you've got some more headlines, including the funeral service for former Vice President Dick Cheney.
That's right, George. Good morning. Let's get to what is new at 7:30. The service for Dick Cheney is this morning at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. Former President George W. Bush will be giving a tribute to his former vice president, and former President Joe Biden is also expected to attend the service for Cheney, who died earlier this month at 84. And we've been covering the rising cases of potentially fatal infant botulism linked to By Heart baby formula. Federal officials say since August, at least 31 babies in 15 states have been hospitalized or treated. No deaths have been reported. By Heart has recalled all of its products sold nationwide. And you want to see an interstellar comet up close? Look right here. NASA releasing these images right here of the comet first discovered this summer. It zoomed past Mars last month. Now it's getting closer to Earth, just 190 million miles away right now. It'll be 167 million miles away in about a month before it heads back out into the vast universe, never to be seen again. So get a good look right there. And there is a new big cheese in Hollywood. A talent agency has signed a deal with Parmigiano Reggiano, specifically the Parmigiano Reggiano Consortium. That is the governing body for the so-called King of Cheeses, and the goal here is to increase product placement in movies.
Are you serious?
I am serious. You could do Swiss cheese.
Oh. That was a rare fail.
Oh no, a fail! Oh God!
George,
Right.
I'm glad I didn't have to say anything. That's my guy. And you have a space too.
I do. It's projection.
Hey, we should go out and license our Gap and have them sign a contract somewhere. Bring the Gap back, everybody. Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
George made Swiss of you. Okay, we're going to turn now to the new court filing by Michael Jackson's daughter over her father's massive estate, claiming the executors are abusing their roles. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is in Los Angeles with more for us. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. It's the job of estate lawyers to put the interests of the estate's beneficiaries first. But Paris Jackson says that's not what the executors of her father Michael Jackson's estate have been doing. In that new filing, she's now saying she's, quote, increasingly concerned that they are not trying to maintain and build the estate. They're trying to line their own pockets.
This morning, the King of Pop's only daughter waging war against the handlers of her father's multi-billion-dollar estate. In newly filed court documents, Paris Jackson accusing John Branca and John McClane of abusing their roles as executors in order to line their own pockets, paying themselves irregular premium payments and unexplained bonuses. The 27-year-old Jackson alleging the men paid themselves nearly $150 million over the course of 12 years, taking home more than $10 million in 2021 alone. Paris says that figure is more than double of what any member of the Jackson family actually received.
The estate is required to file a yearly accounting explaining where the money is invested, how they've invested it, and what they've spent money on. The estate has not filed an accounting since 2021, and Paris Jackson has a lot of problems with their accounting. She's going to need to go to trial and produce evidence that shows that all these wrongdoings in financial matters have actually been completed.
A source close to the estate telling ABC News, the fact is Paris's lawyers lost against the estate and have been ordered to pay the estate's attorney's fees, adding that all the beneficiaries are well taken care of.
The estate also previously disclosing that Paris has received $65 million in addition to the $2 billion estate she will inherit alongside her brothers Prince and BG.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this.
Another point of contention for Paris, the upcoming biopic about her father, entitled simply Michael.
Can you lower the lights for me, please?
Lawyers for Paris pointing out that Miles Teller is the only A-list actor in the film, playing none other than John Branca, who, as executive producer, had a hand in casting himself. Michael Jackson's death in 2009 shocked the world and put an 11-year-old Paris into the glaring public eye.
Ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine. And I just wanted to say I love him so much.
Since then, she's carved out a space for herself in the music industry, telling GMA in 2020 about the support Michael gave his children growing up.
No matter what it was we were interested in, at one point I wanted to be an astronaut. He was like, do it, educate yourself as much as possible and then go with it.
Paris Jackson is also taking a swing at the way she says the estate has been invested, including accusing the lawyers who run the estate of sitting on a $400 million pile of cash instead of properly investing it, which the estate executors dispute. Now, each of Jackson's kids are expected to get their full inheritance of his estimated $2 billion estate when they reach a certain age threshold. But, guys, that's years away.
Yes, it is. All right, man. Thank you. Now, with country music's biggest night taking over Music City for the 59th annual CMA Awards, Lara joins us from Nashville. She had a front row seat to all the action, even became part of the action on stage. Good morning to you, Lara.
Good morning. Yeah, I snuck in there, Robin. Good morning to you. I am on Broadway at Honky Tonk Central. We thank you very much for having us. And it was still going strong in here just a few hours ago, and with good reason. What a night in Nashville. The energy at the CMA Awards was electric. You could feel how big country music has become as one performance after another just dazzled the crowd. Lainey Wilson kicked off the CMA Awards with a whirlwind medley of some of country's greatest hits. You look like you love me. It was truly Lainey's night.
And the CMA Award for Entertainer of the Year goes to Lainey Wilson.
The country music superstar named Entertainer of the Year.
We about to party at Bell Bottoms Up.
She also took home trophies for Album and Female Vocalist of the Year.
Whirlwind. Lainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson.
What you know is sweet. I got the rain. You got the fingers.
It was a night packed with show-stopping performances.
And I play this thing till the sun comes up for nothing but the love. Ain't nothing kickstarts my heart like guitar.
'Cause his heart still belongs to Lone Star State.
Don't worry where I've been, I'm back in the saddle again.
From country music's brightest stars.
Staying with you, side by side, forever and a day.
Just as long as you stand by me, yeah.
It was a big night for Riley Green and Ella Langley, taking home both single and song of the year for You Look Like You Love Me.
Thanks for letting me be a part of this song, and thank y'all for making it a hit.
And nobody had to hold Zach Top's beer as he was named Best New Artist.
Thank you very, very much. I can't remember if I was supposed to put my beer down first or not, but here it is now.
And I had the honor of presenting Male Vocalist of the Year.
And the CMA Award for Male Vocalist of the Year goes to Cody Johnson!
When I was a little kid, I taped a little microphone on the side of my bunk bed, and I would sing everything from Boys to Men to Merle Haggard.
The night, a perfect celebration of Nashville's biggest stars.
Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down.
Including Hall of Famer Kenny Chesney, who brought down the house with a medley of his greatest hits.
Growing up in little pink houses, making out on living room couch, blowing that smoke on Saturday night. A little messed up, but we're all right.
Oh, it was such a thrill, guys, and to have my husband and my kids there. Just an amazing night, all in all. But one of my favorites was one that you may not have seen, when steel guitar player Paul Franklin won Musician of the Year. Well, it turns out Franklin has been nominated, guys, 33 times since 1989. He had never won before. He has played for so many of the greats. We're talking George Strait, Shania Twain, Brothers Osborne. When he won, the room went nuts. It was such a beautiful moment for an incredibly talented man.
Well
Great
deserved.
night here in Nashville. For now, I send it back to you.
You had a good time. You had a good, and rightfully so. And you looked beautiful, absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. On that stage. Gorgeous,
Thank
Lara.
you.
All right.
Sam is back with Play a Day. This is a fun one.
It is. And George, I just want to be young and fun again. Watch this. On stage, a young fan gets up with pop star Zara Larsson and nails every bit of choreography. So we had to ask her about her viral moment and share one more surprise.
This morning, she's the teen shocking the crowd at Zara Larsson's concert in Amsterdam, opening up about how she found herself in the middle of a viral moment.
I panicked a little bit. I was like, oh my God, now it's really happening.
Video of 16-year-old Julia Sophie Koster joining the megastar on stage for her song Lush Life has racked up tens of millions of views.
The first thing I thought when I saw her, it was like, whoa, you're so tiny and your makeup is perfect. It makes me also happy because I see people being happy about that video, and that makes me even happier.
Julia nailing every step like a pro. No hesitation, no mistakes. Zara cheering her on as the crowd roars. Zara and her dancers always electrifying, like here in the GMA studio in September. Zara sending us a special message to share with Julia.
Hi, Julia. I just wanted to say that being on stage with you was such an honor. And look at what you have created. Like the way that people are bringing this energy up on stage every night, inspired by you, is so incredible.
Oh my God, that's insane. That's insane. This video, it means the world to me. I'm never gonna delete it, and I'm gonna watch it every night.
She's living her best life.
Everyone should have that much fun. Julia even shared a dance tutorial on her TikTok, which is going viral, teaching the moves to everyone online. And even Zara Larsson herself commented, "Oh my God, my queen. Once she graduates high school, I see a tour dancer in her future." And
no doubt about it.
She nailed it.
She
got
did.
Even the dancers came over. What? That's great.
It was fantastic. Good moment.
Thank you, Sam. Coming up, GMA Strong. Steve Osunsami is standing by at a food bank in Georgia with a heartwarming story of help just in time for Thanksgiving. Look at that big smile. Come on, give us that big smile. Come on, Steve-O. Yeah!
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Watching closely. After a 6-week delay due to the government shutdown, the new jobs report this morning. Rebecca Jarvis is tracking that and what major companies can tell us about the state of the nation's economy.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
It was the interview that changed the monarchy. Princess Diana sitting down with the BBC's Martin Bashir.
What impact do you think this interview has had on William and Harry?
Now, a new book details the extent of Bashir's deception.
And Diana believed that?
The cover-up and the extent of the fallout for the royal family.
And get ready to laugh.
Maybe you went out to dinner, somebody paid, and then the rest of the group said, "No, we'll Venmo you later." No, you paid me now.
The very funny Sebastian Maniscalco is here, talking about his new stand-up special and anything else on his mind. As we say, good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Sebastian Maniscalco. So funny. We're looking forward to talking to him in our show. And also ahead, Tori Johnson. She has deals and steals on great gifts. Even better, all $20 and under.
Plus, we're going to go back to Lara in Nashville for more on last night's CMA Awards. Can we show? We got to show you on the red carpet. We're going to show you on the red carpet with Disney's TV's Craig Erwick, the CEO of the Country Music Association, Sarah Traherne, our boss, Deborah O'Connell, got to mention Deborah, and Rob Mills. Looking good there on the carpet, all having a great time.
Big lineup right there. Right now we have a look at the top stories breaking today. We start with the new jobs report this morning. After a 6-week delay due to the government shutdown. I want to go back to Rebecca Jarvis on Wall Street. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning. Nice to see you again, George. And stocks are pointing higher this morning. That new jobs report that was delayed 6 weeks due to the government shutdown showing more jobs created than expectations. 119,000 jobs created in the month of September. The job additions were mostly across the board. There were some weak spots. Government, transportation, and warehousing were weaker areas. We also received some positive news from a handful of retailers, including Walmart, which beat expectations with its earnings. They say they're seeing customers across income spectrums. The parent company of TJ Maxx and Marshalls, they say they're seeing a strong start to the holiday season. That is different, however, than what we've heard from a handful of other retail giants. Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, all reporting weaker than expected earnings and less than anticipated forecasts for the future. That said, the big winner here on Wall Street is the artificial intelligence tech trade. NVIDIA reporting earnings overnight that beat expectations. This is a company that is now valued near $5 trillion, and it is tech stocks today that are seeing the biggest bump. Robin?
It's in the trillions, as you told us earlier. Thank you. Now we have a GMA consumer alert with scams costing Americans billions of dollars a year. One insurance company now offering policies to protect people who fall victim. Elizabeth Schulze joins us with more on this. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. So this really shows how scams are such a prevalent and costly problem for so many Americans. This morning, the insurer Allstate is announcing a first-of-its-kind type of scam insurance policy. So how this works is Allstate will reimburse you up to $50,000 per year If you lose money to a scam, you can file unlimited claims. So that could include cryptocurrency scams or phishing texts or emails. You can check if this is available through your employer's benefits package. And this policy actually applies to everyone in your family, including seniors over the age of 65, even if they don't live with you guys.
Okay, so what kind of scams do people typically fall for, especially this time of year?
Yeah, so typically we do see a spike in scams around the holiday shopping season. So Visa put together a list. The top scam, according to Visa, is an extra cash job scam. So this is where you get one of those texts offering you a fake job offer. Turns out it's not real, and they say you can make hundreds of dollars just in a couple of hours. The number 2 is package delivery scam. So scammers send you a text saying that there's a delivery issue with your order. When you click on that link, they steal your personal data, so just don't click on those links. The top scam is fake shopping sites. So this is where a website is designed to look like an actual retailer, but when you look really closely, it's just a little bit off, so you definitely want to double check those URL links before you click buy. And then when you go to checkout and it says save your info in your browser on your phone or on your computer, it is recommended you don't save your credit card info there. It's not as easy or as convenient, but it does keep your information safe.
That just opened our eyes over
I
here.
see George looking like, ooh, maybe got to change my mind there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. All very, very helpful information. Thank you. We're going to turn now to more helpful information. The GMA Health Alert. A study out overnight finds that staying active in middle age and beyond can cut your risk of Alzheimer's dramatically. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, is here with more. Doc, tell us about what this research is saying.
Good morning, Michael. Well, there's really a need to look for preventative and treatment strategies for dementia that are not drug-based. We know that drugs come with side effects, they're costly, and one of those things is lifestyle. In fact, there was a recent study that showed you could reduce dementia by about 50% by just targeting 14 different lifestyle risk factors across the lifespan. One of those things is physical activity in midlife. So researchers here looked at that question. They looked at people in early, mid, and late life in terms of how active they were, and they found that those that were more active in middle and late life actually could reduce their risk of dementia. Those who had the highest level of activity in midlife reduced their risk of dementia, all kinds of dementia, by about 41%. Those who who had the highest activity in late life reduced the risk of dementia by about 45%. They found that in addition, if you were a carrier of the ApoE gene, which we know is a risk for Alzheimer's and dementia, that those individuals who were the highest amount of activity in late life reduced their risk of dementia by 66%. They did not see a correlation with early life activity, and when they looked at intensity, if you had moderate or higher intensity in midlife, that was the most beneficial. But in later life, any sort of activity was really beneficial. So you might wonder, how could this be? Well, exercise activity does a lot of things. It decreases inflammation and stress, amyloid. It helps cerebral or brain blood flow. It helps create new blood vessels and new nerves. So, and even how we process blood sugar. So it has so many different beneficial effects.
66%.
Even if you were a carrier of the gene, right? So even if you're at risk, you can still do something to reduce.
So what type of activity are we talking about?
Well, in this study, they really rated it as slight, moderate, and heavy. What we tend to do in clinical practice is talk more about moderate or vigorous activity. So moderate activity, we recommend about 150 minutes per week, and vigorous, basically 75 minutes per week. If you're trying to figure out what that means, I tell my patients moderate is the kind of activity where it might be hard to carry on a conversation with someone. So you're a little bit out of breath, but not completely winded. So that might be a brisk walk, maybe power yoga, light swimming or biking, whereas vigorous activity is going to be more like running, jogging, kickboxing, swimming laps, or maybe Zumba dancing, Michael. I don't know if you like that.
Yeah, I'm all into that.
Right. So anything that you like, that's the key. Find something you like and stick with it.
Zumba, that's the last thing I thought you would have said for me, but I'll take it.
You never know.
Anything helps.
Yeah, I've seen you dance. I've seen it.
Oh, well, thank you, Doc. I appreciate the endorsement.
Thank you.
I'm waiting to see George dance. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That'll get our heart rate going.
Vigorous activity.
Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, the new book taking a closer look at the 1995 interview between Princess Diana and the BBC's Martin Bashir. This morning we hear from the author about the deception and the fallout.
Also ahead, GMA Strong. Steve Osunsami, you see him there. He's standing by a food bank in Georgia with a heartwarming story just in time for Thanksgiving.
Plus, Olympic fencer Miles Chamley Watson is here with a game-changing announcement. I cannot wait to talk to him about that. And Sam, you're with a very funny guest.
And not only that, he's huge, by the way, Michael. Sebastian Maniscalco is here. I mean, record-breaking crowds all over, big shows. You're so big that Jerry Seinfeld opens for you?
I don't know. No, he just did a little guest spot.
Oh, all right, all right. I just wanted to be clear on
not an
whether-
opener. By the way, love the mug.
Oh no, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll be right back.
Hi there. Surprise.
Michael is butter because he's on a roll. Can I get a witness from the congregation?
You can't stop authenticity.
Booyah!
Stuart was exactly like you saw him on camera, off camera. He dialed it up 10%.
Can you imagine the impact of young black boys and girls looking at that going, I feel seen?
Woo! Get up, baby!
He changed the culture. He changed sports.
That is the first trailer for ESPN's upcoming 30 for 30 documentary highlighting the extraordinary life of the trailblazing broadcaster and my dear friend Stuart Scott. It's called Booyah! Portrait of Stuart Scott, and premieres December 10th at 9 p.m. on ESPN. And I'll be sitting down with his family to hear all about his legacy on and off the screen. They'll be joining us next month here on GMA. And in the words of Stuart Scott, he was as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
He absolutely changed the game.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
All right,
Without a
Rob, I'm
doubt.
looking forward to that. And we're going to go down to our GMA cover story, a new book about the 1995 interview with Princess Diana that the BBC later apologized for, taking a closer look at the deception and the cover-up behind that meeting. Chief International Correspondent Jane Longman sat down with author Andy Webb. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. Well, the impact of Princess Diana's famous interview with the BBC 30 years ago is still being felt today. And this new book is lifting the lid on the conspiracies she was told in order to gain her confidence.
I was at the end of my tether.
It was an interview that changed the monarchy forever.
Well, there were three of us in this marriage.
Diana revealing her deepest concerns about her marriage and the monarchy. But not long after this interview aired in November 1995, questions were asked about how the BBC and Martin Bashir secured it. They were finally answered after filmmaker Andy Webb exposed Bashir.
The lies which Martin Bashir told are many and various.
An independent investigation commissioned by the BBC concluded Bashir had shown fake bank statements to Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, and that deception led to a meeting with Diana and then the interview.
What I've been able to do with the help of people like Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, her private secretary for 8 years, Patrick Jefferson, really tell a very, very important and somewhat terrifying historical story that simply hasn't been told before.
In his new book, Diana Rama, Webb details the extent of the lies Bashir told and the cover-up that followed.
Bashir had alleged that Prince Charles was hiring a hit team to have Diana murdered because Prince Charles, it was said by Bashir, was actually engaged in an affair with the nanny who had been hired by the couple to look after young William and Harry.
And Diana believed that?
We know that Diana did believe that.
It would have been the case, perhaps, that Bashir lied to her in order to get the interview, but at the same time, she gave it.
Well, yes, she did make it of her own free will. But at this point in her life, Diana knew for a fact that her phone had been tapped.
Diana's conversations with her boyfriend had already been leaked to the press, a reality Webb says Bashir used as a foundation for conspiracy theories.
Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, was in the room and carefully noted down these sorts of things. 32 separate claims he noted down. They do sound truly bizarre. One of them was that Bashir alleged that a young teenage Prince William had been given, he said, a watch which contained in it a secret mechanism in order to secretly bug conversations. Crazy.
What impact do you think this interview has had on William and Harry?
William watched the interview go out. He was 13 years old. He's watching his mum talk about how she had had sex with a boyfriend. It then moves on to Diana being encouraged to trash his dad, Prince Charles.
William publicly responded to the results of the BBC investigation.
It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia and isolation, that I remember from those final years with her.
Harry also issued a statement condemning media malpractice.
Your revelations in this book make me think a little bit more about Harry and his protectiveness of Meghan.
When you look at what happened to his mum without adequate proper security, in fact ending up in the security embrace of a drunken car driver pursued by paparazzi, you begin to, oh yeah, I see what he may be getting at there.
Well, the BBC has apologised to the royal family and pledged to never run that interview again. Martin Bashir also apologised for forging the bank statements, but he maintains they did not influence Diana. Important to remember, this interview took place just 18 months before she died. Diana-rama is available wherever books are sold from Tuesday. Guys.
Wow, a lot of revelations there. Okay, James, thanks very much. Turn now to GMA strong in the mission to feed families in crisis. This morning, we're shining a spotlight on a food pantry in Georgia that's helping out neighbors in need just in time for Thanksgiving. Senior national correspondent Steve Osunsami is there. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, George. We are shining the spotlight, as you say, on Must Ministries, north of Atlanta in Marietta, Georgia, where on a normal day, they serve hundreds of families and feed many, many families with 4 tons of food a day. The big item this morning is going to be the young turkeys. They have hundreds of people who are waiting outside right now. They told us they had an event last weekend where they served 50% more families than normal. Joining us now is someone who gets help here, yes. Elizabeth Orbell.
Right.
How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. You live in a senior home nearby?
Yes, I live in Walter Ridge, down the street, a senior citizen building, yes.
You told me it's okay to share this. You're also a SNAP recipient.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what did you get this morning?
This morning, I got everything I needed for my Thanksgiving dinner. I got dressing, I got cranberry sauce, I got vegetables, I got a big turkey.
And how important is this for you?
This is very important to me because with the SNAP benefits being shut down, I didn't know how I was going to be able to do a Thanksgiving dinner, but now I am able thanks to Must Ministry.
And you share food sometimes?
Oh, yes. In fact, I told some of the people that live in my building to come down today, and we take our food and we put it together to make sure nobody goes hungry.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Same to you.
Joining us now is someone who I've known for some bit, you know.
My man, Steve.
Fred Blankenship. This is the man. He is the morning anchor at WSB here in Atlanta, one of the greatest stations in the country. Our affiliate station, we've known each other for a number of years. Your station is doing something great, though, this morning.
You know, Steve, the gap is there, right? People need the help, so we wanted to fill that gap. So with the help of the United Way Greater Atlanta, WSB TV got together, thanks to you, raised over $150,000. And what that means, that's 550,000 meals to people in need. $25 helps a child for a week. $50 helps a family get through a crisis. $100 restocks the shelves. $250. I get loud when the numbers go up, Steve. Changes somebody's world.
Making a difference.
Making a difference?
Hey, thank you.
All the time.
It's always good to see you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you and WSB. If you would like to help, you can go to a QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit our website for more information. Back to you guys.
Thank Craig for us. He is fantastic. I've followed him for many, many years. I'm surprised he didn't dance because usually he's always dancing on social. But what he was saying, the impact it can have is so vital. Steve, thank you for being there.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, folks, get really ready for this to shop. All right, Deals and Steals. This is just $20 and under. We're going to buzz through this fast with deep savings just for you. So be ready to shop. All right, Tori, let's go.
Okay, so this is Rocketbook. These are reusable notebooks.
What?
So if you want to streamline note-taking, you write on these pages. They're all reusable. Once you write on them, there's a little QR code in the bottom. You scan that QR code through their free app, and it will save all of your notes. Then you can erase and redo so that you save what you want, you get rid of what you don't. It streamlines note-taking, it saves paper, and then you have all of your notes in one convenient digital place, all 50% off. This is great for all ages.
I like it because I need to see notes,
yes,
and then you can just save them. Yeah, I want to see them. Yep.
Okay. Playtex. This
Okay.
is the one, Sam. You got to sometimes gift yourself a little support.
Okay.
And so we got a lot of options here from Playtex. One of really the biggest names in the intimates business, all known for comfort, support, style. We've got a huge assortment. They're also especially known for supporting women with curves.
Okay.
And so we've got a size range from 34C to 54 double D. One of their best sellers, this one right here, the 18-hour. You guys know and love the line. All of these 50% off plus free shipping.
But this is part of the under $20. No way.
Under $20.
Get out of here.
Under
Okay.
$20.
All right.
Okay, at To Home. If you are hosting, being hosted, or just need gifts, these are really great for anybody who loves to entertain. We've got these little pinch pots that are adorable
Love
for
those.
dips, olives, little sauces, condiments.
Even like rock salt
Yes,
or sea salt.
Exactly.
I love that.
These little vases are fabulous. Those boards up front are beautiful as a little gift. It comes with the spreader. And then these candles are from Italy and they're lacquered, so they're really beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
Isn't that
That's got a
beautiful?
shine to it.
We've got a lot of tapered candles, so everything here slashed in half starts at $12.50.
All right, you
really
can get your holiday table ready there.
Flawless. Forget the filler, baby.
Okay.
This is the lip plumper you want because it smooths, hydrates, gives that nice glow. I'm in my maple sugar era right now, but we've got.
Are you in it right now?
Right this very minute. This soft blur cream is also really fabulous because it literally just blurs everything in a soft way.
Perfect.
This is a line that is loved from teenagers to glamas. Like, this is one that they will love and appreciate. Get the glosses, you guys. All 50% off from Lawless. Everything's under $15.
Plus, it's lawless. It's fun.
You got it.
All
Okay,
right.
pop socket. If they have a phone, they could use a pop socket. So it's this little convenient phone grip right here on the back that allows you to just hold your phone like this. So we can
We can
take
do a selfie.
selfies like
So
this.
much easier.
So many good ways to use this. So we've got a variety of grips. I like the MagSafe wallets for the phone as well. Again, they've got a phone. You get them a pop socket, and everyone will be happy. Up to 77%
In the stocking.
savings.
In the stocking.
And then finally, we've got Bling Sting here.
Okay.
This is gifting an added layer of security. We are not going to demo the sound, but
Okay.
I'll show you that one click of the button emits a loud sound, is going to startle an aggressor, let people know that you need help. We also have a little light on the side here. And then, so these are really great. We also have, let me just show you this. I love this little first aid kit. It says, kiss it better. These are fabulous. These are nice.
I love that too.
Gift safety, 50% off.
Bag charms, and you'll be safer on the street.
Yes.
All right, Tori, you've got our window displays
We do
as
have
well.
the windows. You can save 50% on every brand in the window. We've got Sponge Gel body buffers, Invisa socks, 47 other brands, all 50% off. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
I have a mild case of sleep apnea, all right? This is where I'm at. I'm in bed with my wife, and I have to tap her before we go to bed, and I have to ask her, babe, do you need to talk anymore? Because I'm gonna duct tape my mouth shut so I don't pass away in my sleep. If someone came to rob my house, they would look at me and go, someone was already here, let's go.
Record-breaking comedian, actor, podcast host Sebastian Maniscalco. He's got his brand new comedy special, Sebastian Maniscalco, It Ain't Right. It's getting set to release.
Right.
Welcome. Thanks for giving us a laugh
You
already.
got a great laugh, by the way. I want to thank you on your own.
Yeah, he does.
We need Eddie around here. Boy, you are certainly on a roll right now. 5 sold-out nights at Madison Square Garden. It must have been special for you to have such a special guest star, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, so I asked Jerry to be a part of that show. I've been a huge Jerry Seinfeld fan my whole life, and for him to come up on stage and do 15, 20 minutes and then bring me up was really special for me. So yeah, it's been really great. I'm happy to be here. Holidays are upon us, and I'm sitting on the couch. I think this is the first time I've had actually all 4 of you here. So I made it. Normally George is in the corner text messaging while I'm here, so it's nice that you actually joined. I really
That's why I'm always in the corner. I don't know what I'm going to get if you come on here.
You know him well.
Oh my gosh, you are known for many things, but your physical comedy. And what I didn't know is that John Ritter, who many remember from Three's Company, that he was an inspiration for you.
Oh, yeah. So John, I used to watch on Three's Company. I used to watch Three's Company like it was game tape. I used to come home from at high school. Instead of going out to lunch with everybody, I would go home and watch Three's Company over and over and over again. So I guess through osmosis, I kind of incorporated his physical comedy into my stand-up. So he was a huge inspiration for me growing up. Not a comedian, but a physical actor. So I like being physical.
But in your stand-up and in your special, you tackle aging. So I'm curious, what is the worst part of aging? What is the best part of aging?
So here's the secret on aging. I'm 52. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. There's a certain wisdom that comes with being an older parent. However, when it's time to play soccer or basketball, there's a lot of aches and pains. If people told me that there was this much bending being a parent, I'm constantly on the ground. My son likes to play football. We play a thing called up and over, where he runs at me and he tries to get on the bed for a touchdown. And it's right before he goes to bed, so I'm icing my knees at night. It's great. It's great. Keep laughing. I love it.
I love watching you kind of like work into the whole body movement thing. It's so wonderful to be next to you. All right, so Marcela Hernandez did the movement on SNL, kind of imitating you. How do you feel it went?
So I love this. Listen, it's very flattering that he did that. I thought he did a great job. Obviously, it was like really over the top, which made it funnier.
I wanted to give you room.
Stay away. I'm gonna move. But he was jumping. He jumped over some guy's lap on that impersonation, and I was actually jealous at his mobility. I really can't do that anymore, but it was great. And they asked me to be a part of that, and I couldn't because I was doing a show in Palm Springs. But I'd like to host SNL.
Here we go.
Out there,
come on, give me a
listening.
30-second elevator pitch to do it.
I think the resume speaks for itself.
I agree.
What do you want me to audition, dude? Get up and dance. I'd like to do SNL if Lauren's watching.
You mentioned the holidays are coming up. You also mentioned your kids. No kiddie table this year at Thanksgiving?
I got a problem. I don't know when the kiddie table got eliminated, but on my wife's side of the family, all the kids are sitting with us, and I was like, what's going on? And then there's a buffet, and they get to go up first and get the food. So like a 4-year-old's coming back with a drumstick. I'm like, the first time I had the drumstick, I was 35 years old. So I'm not into this kids first thing that my wife's family is doing. Kids shouldn't be at the table.
Drumstick at 35. But I feel you, man. I feel you.
Thank you for coming in. Catch It Ain't Right on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus. That starts tomorrow.
Now on GMA with Olympian Miles Chamley-Watson. He's a history-making athlete and a trailblazer in both fencing and fashion. Also one of my favorite people on the planet. He has a special announcement this morning. Miles, welcome to GMA. Give it up for Miles, everybody. And I've mentioned in that intro, you have a special announcement. We're not even going to hold back. Let's get to it. What you got?
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. So for the first time, I am announcing the World Fencing League, which is the first time you can be a professional in the sport of fencing. I wanted to kind of create a roadmap for kids, and especially for parents that invest in their kids. So for the first time, there's an end game and a roadmap to hopefully, get to where I am and even more than that. So. Yeah.
And you called fencing, which I agree with you, elegance, precision, and power.
Yeah.
So tell me why the sport is so important to you and how you even got involved in fencing and why you wanted to start this league.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fencing, obviously, it's like physical chess. And for me, I was kind of a bad kid, shout out to my mom, kind of growing up. So fencing was almost like a punishment for me, which ended up being my future. So if I never got into trouble, I would never go out of trouble, which is, a double-sided sword. And I think it teaches you so much, right? It teaches you how to learn, how to win, time management, and just kind of how to think ahead. And I think that's why the sport is so special. This is why I wanted to kind of create a roadmap for kids growing up, that now there's an end goal so you can actually, you know, make a living.
And I love your motto. Your motto is create a legacy, not a moment.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I see that, and you have that's your logo and all your things. You even have your own signature Nike shoe now, Air Miles. Haven't forgot about that. What does fencing look like in the future to you?
So for me, I think it will be a mainstream sport, and I don't see why fencing won't be on TV. Like we've got basketball, baseball, and I think it just starts at just understanding what it is, and I think at the grassroots level. So for me, the future of the sport is fencing will be mainstream, and I'll make that happen by the time I'm done with the sport.
And the one thing outside of fencing that I know you're really into fashion. Now looking at you right now, you know, I couldn't pull that off. Sam Champion and you could pull that off, but I cannot pull off this look, man. So what do you love about fashion so much?
Fashion for me is just like a free form of expression, and I think it's just like the most beautiful thing for me is, you know how it is. When you play good, you feel good, right?
Yeah.
As a former athlete who's still got it, looking good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I think it just, for me, it just gives me freedom. And I love to just put a good outfit on. It feels good. And yeah, it just feels lovely. And fashion was kind of one of the industries to kind of embrace me. So I'm very thankful for them.
Well, you've been in the Olympics, you've been on all the red carpets, you got it all going on, man. You have your new league now, which I'm glad that you're here to announce.
Yeah.
It's always great to see you.
Pleasure.
And good luck with everything.
Thank you so much, man.
You guys got it. Miles Chamley Watson, appreciate you.
Now we're continuing our celebration of this year's CMA Awards. Lara joins us again from Nashville with a sweet story all about honoring active duty service members. This is always so special, Lara. Good morning.
It really is, Robin. Good morning again. So one of the most heartfelt moments of last night's ceremony celebrated the heroes making a difference, serving their country. This segment is sponsored by Chevrolet, who teamed up with one of our favorite country artists to surprise a well-deserving veteran.
Tell them that it's over. Bring it on over.
It was a night full of musical magic.
Did I miss it?
Honoring heroes on and off stage.
Tonight, as we honor the very best in country music for the past year, we are also proud to honor those who are a beacon of strength and resilience for our nation.
Together with our sponsors, Chevrolet and the Country Music Association, country star Ella Langley taking a moment to spotlight 100 active duty members from Fort Campbell for their bravery, resilience, and dedication to serving their country.
Come on!
Many risking their lives in the line of duty, like retired U.S. Army Sergeant Nick Kolchar, who was injured by an IED during a route clearance operation while serving in Iraq, losing both of his legs.
There were 5 of us in the vehicle that night. Took a direct hit to my lower legs. So I spent 10 years in the wheelchair.
Kolchar gaining a new outlook on life and inspiring others in the process.
I'm constantly telling my kids and kids that I coach that movement is life. People see the missing legs as a disadvantage, but I say it's like a superpower.
In collaboration with Chevrolet, Langley went beyond just recognition by surprising the veteran before the show with an extra special gift.
Chevy is gifting you a wheelchair-accessible Traverse.
You're for real.
You deserve this. You really do.
Thank you so much.
The vehicle specially designed to support his independence and mobility needs.
Should we take this baby for a spin?
Love to.
The moment, a testament to Chevrolet's commitment to honoring active service members, veterans, and their families, giving back to unsung heroes who have given their all.
I'm so happy to have Nick Kolchar up here tonight. Nick, we thank you so much for your service. Thank you to all of you tonight for your service. We wouldn't be here tonight without you.
Such a beautiful part of a packed evening, a moment that made a huge difference. And if you missed it, you can catch the CMA Awards streaming right now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Guys,
week you've had, Lara.
I know, Lara, you have done a terrific job. I know how much you always look forward to the CMAs, but to see you on stage, to have your hubby and your children there, it was special, I'm sure, for you.
It really was. Thanks, Robbie.
She's speechless. She's like, I want to come home.
She's exhausted now.
Yeah.
Well, look good doing it. Hey, coming up, we got a young woman who gets a second chance to dance and a dream trip to Dancing with the Stars. And Ginger's going to bring that story to us when we come back. Can't wait.
Welcome back. They say dance is a shortcut to happiness. Sam,
True.
You know
We
this.
found that true.
We did. This segment is sponsored by Shriners Children's, and we are getting an inside look at how their sports medicine program helped a young woman find happiness on the dance floor again. And she even got a little twirl in the ballroom at Dancing with the Stars. How fun.
When it comes to competitive dancing, precision is needed to stay on point. For Bridget, one slip almost brought her 11-year dancing career to a screeching halt.
I got hurt doing a front aerial. My foot kind of slipped out from underneath me, my knee dislocated, and I knew immediately something was very wrong.
Her family was referred to our sponsor, Shriners Children's, and their sports medicine program, where they were seen at their hospital within 24 hours.
I think probably the first thing we said to Dr. Bayomi was, Bridget's a dancer, but that means she's an elite athlete, and we need you to take this really seriously.
So Shriners Children's is a network of hospitals, clinics, and other care facilities throughout North America, and we take care of young people of all needs and activity levels, including our young athletes. It's a mission-driven organization, so we take care of families regardless of the ability to pay.
After non-invasive treatment and a few months of physical therapy, she headed back to the dance floor. Unfortunately, there was another injury, but this time, Bridget needed surgery.
I had very big fears. It was the end of my possible professional career.
She was just lost, not knowing her place at times. It was rough, and that was her world too. You know, that was all of her friends. That was really hard to come home and she knew someone was dancing in the spot that she was supposed to be in. And so she struggled.
Yeah, I was so hard on myself that like I wasn't gonna be good enough coming back, and just knowing like I wish I could just like give myself a hug and be like, no, you don't have to be so hard on yourself.
And I think that when a young athlete has an injury, there's the physical aspect of it, there's the psychological aspect, right? And the soul can get affected too. And we take great pleasure in providing care, including access to psychologists who can meet with families who are interested, working with other specialists to kind of provide the expertise in all those areas.
After surgery and rigorous physical therapy, Bridget is back, ready to dance again. And Shriners Children's stepping in to make one of her dreams come true. Getting the opportunity to visit one of her favorite shows, Dancing with the Stars.
I'm a huge fan.
First up, meeting her behind-the-scenes tour guide, pro dancer Britt Stewart.
Robert Irwin's dancing. Look, there's Robert and Whitney right there. Whitney, oh my God.
Here, just come in this way.
Stop it, no way.
Boom, boom, boom.
And even a moment to strut her stuff with the pros.
Ice cold. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Kick, kick, tap, groove.
And then, showtime. It's a 10 for Bridget's Golden Night.
Yes, it was the best night ever. They are so much fun. Bridget plans to keep pursuing her dancing dreams, and her experience with Shriners Children's has inspired her to help others. You don't want to miss the big season finale of Dancing with the Stars on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Where, Sam?
Right here on ABC and Disney Plus, streaming the very next day on Hulu. And 5 couples will be here for the next morning, our very live Dancing with the Stars after party.
Oh, we are going to have a great time.
Eddie has told us we have 24 seconds, so we can wish you and Allie a happy 24th.
Yeah!
Happy anniversary, honey.
And you said you all met, got married.
All within 6 months.
All within 6 months.
When you know,
I
you
made
know.
it 24.
George.
I know. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. George, have a good night.